Reese here. Y'all already know what time it is. Said it was coming, so now it's here finally. Um, Big T. How many battles did he really win? You already know. Shouts to all the subscribers, anybody that comments, all the haters, the dick riders, the dislikers, anybody. You know, it's all love. Before I get into Big T, I want to just give my closing thoughts, and this is it. This is it. Hollow the Don versus Goodz. It was a fucking tie. But via personal message, as per request, a few people was asking, like, what were my thoughts on it off the record? If they would have finished the battle, what would have happened? Blah, 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 blah. Da 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 da. This is how it goes. If if Goods would have finished his verse, then Hollow the Don would have won. He would have edged it. Looking at Goods' verse in the third round, he was starting to climb uphill. If he would have finished it, going all the way up, then I think he might have honestly got a little bit of edge over Hollow. The way he was talking, we don't know how he would have finished it, so we don't know. But honestly speaking, if Goods would have finished his second round, I mean hit the third round like he finished that second round, or like he went about that second round altogether, then Hollow would have won. If we were looking at it, I think I commented to someone. I said if if we were playing in like an NBA style format where we actually have points, then Hollow would have had T by 5 points. If that was the case, like at that moment, who was winning the battle? Hollow the Don was. So for all the haters and all the people that got mad at me for my decision, one, I don't care. It doesn't really matter. And for the little 13-year-old girl that came on my page sucking Hollow's dick, please, that's as much that's about as much light as you gonna get. I'm not even gonna give you an explanation. The end. Um. So yeah, Hollow would have won, but he did not because on the record he did not finish the battle. The battle was not done. He finished his. Goods didn't finish his. That's it. Shouts to Kenny Boo 310 for telling for giving the blog that Goods did not throw the bottle at Vici. Well and good. I mean, if you right, you right. I'm gonna shut up about it. I just need to see proof. Goods didn't throw the ball at Vici, so that's the end of that. Y'all can check the annotation. I'm gonna try to put the link up somewhere around here so y'all can go ahead and watch that if y'all haven't seen it already. Anyway, on the Big T. Now, y'all already know I'm starting to do this notes thing to talk about like who won and how they won and what lines was ill and what wasn't and blah blah blah. So anyway, Big T got into Big T in my opinion, I think he's one of the more so overlooked battle rappers. Like he says some things, but the way the way he spits it, some of his lines be hit and miss, and then some of his lines will make you think too much. You know, that's why he's overlooked. When you think about that shit, it'll be like, this nigga's nasty. But speaking to the fact that Big T doesn't really being the fact that Big T's not really like he's not really a bigger name. He's not ever gonna be a bigger name because of that the way he spits. He spits for the smarter audience. So that's it. And we know a lot of them niggas that be in the crowds listening are not really that much of a smarter audience. Anyway, so that's that. Big T battle. The ones I watched, I seen some other one in Detroit. I didn't finish watching it because it was boring. But I watched the one with Big T versus Deacon Frost versus Hitman Holla versus Hollow the Don, and one versus DNA. So the one with him and Deacon Frost, Frost was Frost. I didn't even know Frost actually freestyles. I didn't know he freestyles. I just thought he wrote all of that bullshit he be spitting. So I'm gonna give him, a little bit of respect because he can actually freestyle and make it sound like, that's alright. His first 2 rounds was trash to me. DNA completely thrashed him in my personal opinion. You know, like excuse me, like the one thing I remember in that battle was definitely that LeBron James line. That's probably one of the best lines I've heard. Period. Like I mean, I've heard a lot of hot lines, but that definitely goes in like the top 20. Like for real, that's one of the best lines I've heard in like the entire battle rap game. especially when this whole URL shit. If anybody's gonna say some better shit, please do comment. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, that was that bad. I think Big T scraped him all three of them rounds. Obviously, Deacon Frost was definitely freestyling. So it's like it's not gonna be as effective against a nigga like T. That's that. On to him and Hitman Holla. Now I actually had a lot to say about that one, but I'm gonna try to keep it as short as possible. In the first round, I think Hitman he had like a few of his he had a few hitters. He started off a little slow to me, but like the free throw line, like stand the start. Like that free throw line that was cool. The cheat code line was gangster. I like that. But other than that, Hitman, in my opinion, I think he doesn't really know how to end too many of his rounds. So I think he didn't get that first round to me. The second round was cool. Sorry, Big T in the first round, he came in and is like, he was just calling him on all kinds of shit. He came through with the Hitman Hearns line. What else he said? Putting St. Louis out of misery, Missouri, just in case anybody didn't catch that. He definitely came hard with that one. He definitely could use better delivery in my opinion with some of his lines. Like that's like the main problem with a lot of battle rappers. They need to work on their delivery. Big T is definitely one of those dudes that need to work on their delivery because a lot of his shit that he says would be a lot better and it would get over to the crowd a lot faster and harder if he delivered it with a little bit more passion, like this is what you do, my nigga. So, that was cool. Like I think he outballed him that first round. So Big T caught the first round easy. Second round, Hitman. I honestly think like he's pretty average, Like that the Fat Joke Buffalo Wings thing was cool. He was a little bit more. He tried to be a little bit more comical in that round. With everything. Calling corny and all we got the munchies and all the rest of that. And then the first 48 line, that was ill. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely gave him a little, gave him a little bit of points for that. But honestly, I think he could have been a little bit more clever. But he's still rising up, in my opinion. Big T definitely came out. What he does? He does this thing where he's speaking in tongues, like falafafu, and that shit is a little weird to me. So if he didn't do that, he could do a lot better. That Brett Hitman Hotline was dope. You know what I'm saying? And then like to follow him on Twitter, January to December line with the bullets following him. That was okay. It could have been a little bit better than me, but that shit was still ill. I think Hitman kind of edged that second round, in my personal opinion, because he was just like funnier. In the third round, that Boston Celtics line was overused in my opinion. That the running back line, that you gonna catch a LT, that shit was cool. That shit was cool. He definitely got points for that. The story thing he does about showing up at families' doorsteps. It looks like I'm playing violin, looking for whoever he's looking for. Like knock knock. That thing he does. That shit is always cool. He did it against Big T. He did it against Cortez. So sad he lost both of those battles. But now knowing that he's a lot better as a rapper, I think he'd be. If he did that again, I think he'd get a lot more. I think he'd do that shit a lot better. So that was cool. What else did he say? When he was joking on him and like toward the end of the round when he was like, yo man, I ain't want to do this, but I could do it, and he was talking about how his nigga smell like breakfast and all the rest of that shit. I thought that was fucking great. I was like, yo, this dude Hitman he trying to go off in the third, and it's like, it's still pretty average to me. No hate, no dick ride though. But it's like it's still pretty average. He did alright though. Like he did come hard in the third. But your boy T, I think honestly T got him because he came with the hand skills line. He gave him with the new hickey line. That was alright. Talking about a shorty. He started speaking in tongues again. Like that shit is still very weird to me. But yeah, anyway, and that whole some. I'm gonna get around her. And some. I'm gonna get around her. I'm gonna get his Facebook friends. Like every motherfucker on her. He said finds body in the middle of nowhere. Like he said he's like the letter H. Find him in the middle of nowhere. That was great. That was great. Big T got it. I think honestly, Big T got that battle 2-1. Took down Hollow, not Hollow, Holla. That shit was cool, but Big T grabbed that one from him. Who he battle? Oh, I'm gonna get to the one with DNA. I kind of thought that battle was boring. DNA edged the first. Big T caught the second and third. I really didn't care for that battle. I really wasn't following what they were saying. T had a few hot lines, but being to the fact that that battle was just straight boring, it was like, come on, both of them niggas could have came harder. I've seen both of them come harder. Big T is definitely somebody that has came harder. But most of his lines at the time, they didn't make me think. They made me yawn. And it's like, all right, whatever. That about face line was great though. But now on to the one everybody wants to hear about. Talk about Hollow the Don and Big T. Y'all already know Big T came in and he was trying to spit some shit. He started off kind of like, the Hancock line was okay. The Athlete's Foot line was cool. That Pose a Threat line, I was like, whew, all right now. And I thought he was going to start trying to go uphill. But I didn't really, he uses he used some hand skills line again. And I was like, by the way, DNA definitely recycled a line in that verse against him. One of the rounds, he recycled a line talking about the two fruits that cantaloupe. He has done that already. He said it at that MC battle when he choked on stage for the Eminem. It has happened, and that's why DNA lost that automatic. I'm sorry, y'all, but yeah, it just hit me. DNA lost that because he recycled a line. You don't do that, period. You just don't. Anyway, yeah, so anyway, like I said, he came against Hollow. It was pretty okay. He threw a few lines at him. First round, you don't really expect much. You expect something. But this nigga Hollow, in my opinion, and this is when niggas is gonna understand that I do not hate Hollow the Don. That nigga came so hard at the nigga T. It was just, I wrote down like mad at his shit. Like it was crazy. Like called him Bull Roll. Like called him Big T got at him. You know, that whole I act different when I put on a mask. Everything that led up to that one line was sick. Period. It was sick. So it's like, come on, Like I think the porta potty line was, cool. Like, and then when he got at him for the porta potty, like not the porta potty, when he got at him for like, trying to sound like him, just to like call him out and shit like that. When Hollow got at him and said, "Nigga, that's the Dawn shit." That whole shit, he ate Big T. Like second and third rounds, like I think that Big T like wasted it. He could have came a little bit hard in that second round. Hollow's rebuttal about the wheelchair and shit like that was cool. That wheelchair line that Big T said about him was kind of corny and generic. Really wasn't feeling it. But when he started roasting him and was just getting at him, he automatically took round two for me. Like he just snatched round two. In round three, he tried to do that rebuttal thing, Big T, and he failed at it miserably, in my opinion. I think it was one of the worst rebuttal attempts I've ever heard. It was really, really bad. Like he did the Martin and Shanae line. He kind of recycled that because I've heard it already. Wasn't feeling it. Hollow tips was funny. When he did the hollow tips and the hollow tips, that was cool. But then he bodied himself when he came through with that 7 times shit. It was just sad. It just, period. It's just the 7 times shit was trash, and I would say trash 7 times, but I'm running low. And then the end, y'all already know the third round with Hollow, in my opinion, when he was talking about he had the stains on the keyboard, on the H of the keyboard, and it was just too much, like the whole exercise thing. And pulls up to the chicken shack, orders a couple fries, does a couple dips with that. He's just getting at him, like take the L like going to Canarsie. You know what I mean? It was like who the fuck is you shooting at, nigga? Where you running to? Cause you too fat. All that, like, yo, Hollow got at him. So that was the end of it. So Big T, Deacon Frost, Hitman Holla, DNA lost to Hollow. That's that. Big shouts to my man's jrab. Yo, thanks for the idea. It's much love, greatly appreciated. I'm out of time, y'all, so y'all know what time it is. Comment, subscribe. More videos coming soon. I'm out of here. I think that's that. So I'm gonna catch y'all later. Alright, yo. Hollow the Don is coming up next. I'm looking into that. I'm gonna start watching all of his battles so I can come with some serious shit. So that's the end of it. I'll catch y'all later. Alright, yo.